When Tony Hawk's Underground was released, it introduced a new element to the skateboarding genre, and that was linearity. There was no exploration that occurred. You went from mission to mission without any variety, and the levels themselves did not give the player any incentive to explore. Although Underground 2 is the sequel, it couldn't be more of an opposite to the first installment. In Underground 2, you're on a destruction tour with your fellow skaters. There's not much else to discuss about the story. Tony Hawk and Bam Margera kidnap you and force you to go on a tour around the world where you literally terrorize continents. The cutscenes in Underground 2 are much faster, and that's a good thing. You could go through the entire game skipping every cutscene and it won't really matter. We play Tony Hawk to skate and fuck shit up. Underground 2 stays true to that notion. This is a great Tony Hawk game because it doesn't try to do too much. Although some of the goals are over the top, they all involve some skating elements, and that's the key to providing a fun gaming experience in the Tony Hawk world. Underground 2 actually has a lot in common with the Pro Skater series because you're required to explore the levels and find challenges to complete. Speaking of the Pro Skater series, if you missed that, there's a classic mode where you collect tapes, collect combo letters, reach high scores, and collect skate letters. I couldn't really get into this mode because I felt that it was an afterthought. The levels just don't correlate with classic mode because they're too big compared to the Pro Skater series. Now that I got that out of the way, let's go back to the main story. In the beginning of each level, you're introduced to a couple of challenges for your skater to complete. These are the typical Tony Hawk missions where you collect stuff, break things, but it's still fun, so I enjoyed it. There are also 3 other playable characters per stage that you can find: a pro skater, a secret skater, and some dude on a vehicle. The typical pro skaters are guys like Rodney Mullen, Tony Hawk, Bob Burnquist, all your favorite pro skaters. The secret skaters can be guys like Ben Franklin. Lastly, the guys on the vehicles can be guys like Steve-O on a mechanical bull. This game is pretty crazy. All of these characters have their own goals, and the levels are filled with things to do. It can get pretty overwhelming with the amount of challenges that are in every level. Every inch of every level has something for you to complete, which is great game design. Unlike its predecessors, Underground 2 leaves no empty spaces in its levels. There's no time limit in Underground 2, which gives you the leisure of exploring every level at your own pace. You never feel restricted by the game booting you out of a level, which gives you a great sigh of relief after previous games not figuring this out. The vehicle characters are pretty hit or miss. I found these guys to be a lot harder to control, but they get a lot more air and can reach places that you normally couldn't reach. If you've ever wondered to yourself if you could reach some faraway spot, maybe on the top of a building, chances are you can in Underground 2. In this Tony Hawk game, like many Tony Hawk games, you get rewarded for your curiosity. A couple of new features implemented are things like sticker slaps, which help you extend momentum in combos. You can also throw things. Focus mode was another cool feature that was introduced. It allows you to slow down time if you fill out your special meter. This allowed me to hold grinding and manual combos for a lot longer. These new features felt more of an extension from the original Underground in that aspect, but still, I enjoyed Underground 2 much more. I play video games to get introduced to fresh challenges and to figure stuff out. That is the foundation of Underground 2's gameplay. This isn't my number 1 Tony Hawk game in the franchise, but it's definitely one of the better ones, and well worth your time if you haven't played it.